Education with Neil for television, Education celebrity show, and it really has a Pittsburgh feel today. And continue the Pittsburgh feel. Welcome actor Christian George.
Thank you for having me.
Runner. I'm just excited.
As am I.
I'm excited to have you back and just to talk about, for our people out there in Pittsburgh, learning about how you became an actor. Did you have the acting bug when you were in school?
I knew I wanted to do something outside of Pittsburgh. I'm very proud Pittsburgher, very proud of my city and being raised there, but I knew that...
Can we stop for a second, Christian? You gotta be louder.
Sorry.
That's okay. We'll go back.
I was one of those guys that whisper from Pittsburgh, apparently.
Yes, you are. So you can just be close to the mic if that's it, and then...
Okay. I don't know, are we for this or are we for both?
There's no camera. You're just working the camera, working the mic.
Okay, got you.
You don't have to worry about sound. Sound like shit on that. So that's what we decided.
Gotcha.
Okay, not a problem, Christian. I just didn't want. I don't want to be like saying scratch it. Just put it on YouTube and you're screwed. Okay, back again. Good. We're live in LA, and I'm excited. I can't believe I've done so many things. Go to TotalTutor.net. TV, radio taping. I came up with this crazy way to get people together. And TotalTutor.net, Twitter, Total Tutor, Total Education with Neil for TV, and the Total Education Network. And I'm so excited to bring in, I have another Pittsburgher. I got to give a hug. Christian George has come by.
We're very warm people in
Pittsburgh. We love each other.
Right.
Pravani brothers, all the different things.
Right.
Celebrity. And somebody that has finally made it, but I wanted to talk about, we'll talk about the Project Runner for the TV a little bit at the end, but for our listening audience that had you on about a month ago, specifically, how did you become this actor? Did you have the acting bug when you were going to school?
Well, it was something I always knew I wanted to do with my life. I just knew I couldn't do it in Pittsburgh. So when I was 18, I had an opportunity to come to Los Angeles, and I've been here ever since. And my path to becoming an actor started with, I was a dancer for 8-9 years, and I danced for everybody.
Oh wow, okay. Exotic dancer?
No,
not an exotic dancer. Yeah.
Close stayed on, but I danced for Britney Spears and Puffy, and worked on projects with Michael Jackson. And
did you have that when you were in school?
Well, when I was growing up, we were a bunch of kids after football practice. We go to underage clubs and dance, and that's kind of how I like.
Because again, he grows up from Monroeville. So then, what kind of clubs were you going to dance at?
We were going to all the young kid clubs, and then we'd sneak into the over 21 clubs, and wherever there was a dance contest where you can go win $50, we'd try to go win $50. And
so what places? What were they called? Because they're for Pittsburgh.
Oh, WP Nicks.
I remember that.
What was the one over in White Oak? There was Donzi's. That was a
Donzi's. I remember that. But how did you get in Donzi's when you were underage?
I just sneaked in.
Yeah, the underage ID and all that. Yeah.
Fortunately, I looked like I was 30 when I was 18.
Yeah. And how old are you now, Christian?
I'm 36.
And I'm 40. So we're kind of very close in age and different things, and it cracks me up. So you were doing that, and you said, hey, that's a way to attract girls, and you never thought that you would be an actor. You never thought you'd be a dancer either, because again, you were an athlete. So what did you do when you were an athlete? Tell me what kind of things were you doing?
I was quarterback on the football team.
Gateway?
I started at Gateway. Got kicked out. Went to Central Catholic.
Oh, Central. Well, you were a Central boy. I was a Central for 1 year. So did you start at Central as quarterback?
Freshman year, and then I got kicked out of there because I failed religion. So I ended up at Kiski Prep.
Everyone sends people to Kiski Prep in Pittsburgh when they're kind of a little mischievous. What types of mischievousness were you doing, Christian?
Yeah, and I did my best to get kicked out of there too, but they weren't having it. I just didn't want to be in school. There were so many other things that interest me outside of biology and long division. It wasn't. I didn't think it was. I was just a kid. I just didn't like going to school. I like to do other things.
Exactly.
And, I was, with athletics or just creative shit. It was all.
We'll that. Don't worry about it.
Creative stuff.
We'll remember that one. Don't worry about it, especially the TV stuff. But yeah, hey Christian, we either get you loud or not. Your character is. G.J. Reynolds said after he finished interviewing you, all you Pittsburghers are alike. Character. Yeah, so he was kind of ribbing me as well into different things like that. So did you go on to college after that?
I attempted to do the right thing. And, you know, when you move out to California to chase your dreams, there's highs and there's lows. So during the lows, you're like, what are you going to do with my life? What am I going to do? So you go back to school and give that another shot. And then it just made me realize how much I didn't like going to school the first time. So, you know, something else presents itself and you follow that. And
Follow your dreams.
Follow your dreams and, yeah.
So when basically you told your family in Pittsburgh you're moving to LA, what was their response?
They were concerned, but they were very, very supportive. And, you know,
But
the whole reason why I'm here and still able to do what I do was because they allowed me to come out and do it, so I wouldn't be able to do anything without my family.
So were you a trained dancer? Did you ever do any trained stuff before becoming a professional dancer in LA? Nothing. So what is it, your look that kind of attracted people to it?
We always, you know, like I said, I grew up dancing in Pittsburgh with, you know.
Did you ever do any break dancing?
All that stuff.
You did all the break dancing. Did you see how it's coming back now on all the like teeny bopper shows?
Yeah.
There you go, you got another niche now.
Well, yeah, so, you know, and oddly enough, we have some stuff going on back in the dance world again, but the whole learning and training of the dancing, you know, you go to underage clubs with all your friends after football practice and you dance and then you figure you know how to dance. So when I came out to California, I didn't even know there were professionals.
So tell me how you broke into that.
Well, my first day in LA, I got here on January 15th, 1995.
Okay.
I'm driving down Ventura Boulevard and I passed this dance station, or this dance studio called Morelandis, and I saw hip hop classes. So I ended up going in there and seeing one, and I made friends with the choreographer or the teacher, and he took me to an audition the next day for Brandy, and I ended up getting the job and kind of started my dance career.
Very, very interesting. So how did you think, was it you had the look, or do you think you were in the right place, right time?
I think it was more the right place at the right time, and, you know, being able to do what they wanted me to do in the video, as good as the other dancers, and I got the job, and that kind of started my whole dance career, because the choreographer was Travis Payne, who was arguably one of the biggest choreographers in the world then, and now he just did This Is It for Michael Jackson and Madonna, Janet Jackson, everything.
Were you considered one of the better dancers for a while?
Oh, at least in Pittsburgh. Yeah.
I'm talking about in LA.
In LA. Well, I mean, I was very fortunate. I worked a lot. You know, I don't know if I was the best.
Right.
I was good enough to make a living at it and take that experience and let it bleed over into, you know, acting and whatever else.
Exactly.
Well, I just knew I didn't want to back up somebody for the rest of my life on stage. I was out here for myself, so a couple opportunities. You know, you just get into acting class and you try to figure out how you're going to make it happen. The good thing about growing up in Pittsburgh is we figure out how to
make it happen.
How to make it happen one way or another. You know, that's what I did. You start going to class, you get a couple little jobs here, and you just start to build your whole thing. And, you know, sooner or later, you know, if you can withstand the pressures of Hollywood, you know, your number's called, and when it is, you have to deliver, and, you know.
So tell me, acting school, how does it work? You go, and I talk to so many actors who talk about, I'm going to class tonight.
Yeah.
What do you guys do?
Well, you go to class and you act, and you do a couple scenes, and the teacher says you're either good or you're not good, and then you go home and.
Are you a good student? If you talked about all your great things in Kiski and Central, are you a good student now in the game when you go to acting class?
I know. I've learned just to keep my mouth shut and listen to what the teacher
says. As Pittsburghers, we don't keep our mouths shut. We get a lot of trouble.
It's not easy to bite my tongue, you know, all the time, but sometimes you have to.
We tell ourselves, why did we just say this?
Right.
Oh my gosh, did I just say this? What did I? Why? Why did I do that?
Right.
So is it hard to take that direction sometimes from people when they tell you stink? Or not stink, or you just don't, you're not what we're looking. I know you take a lot of rejection in Hollywood, but when you're in those classes, they really have to be blunt with you, don't they?
Yeah, well, you know, you develop a thick layer, you know, for rejection, and, you know, it's just part of the game.
But what about as a coach, as your teacher? When your teacher says...
Well, you want them to be tough on you, because if you're just, you know, paying your money to go to class just for them to tell you how great you are, then it's not really benefiting you. So if you're doing something wrong, you know, I want them to tell me. I'm doing something right, at the same time, let me know what I'm doing right, so I can do that again next time. And
Exactly.
well, I'm not doing it again the next time.
Okay, so basically your career was going in that direction before you got runner, but basically we talked about the story before, but when you were working these other deals, when you were on set, were you like a sponge saying, I gotta learn from these people because I'm not a trained actor. I never went to acting school. I never had, like some of these other people, they were in the school plays and things like that. How do you kind of become a sponge to learn from them, not just in classes, but on the set with these people to become better?
Well, you have to do it in the right way. You have to just become a fly on the wall and just be a silent sponge and just watch and be very observant and, take what you think people are doing right and apply that to your career. And then if you see something that they're doing wrong, be sensitive to that so you don't make the same mistakes. And, everybody's whole path, I guess, and the way they break down they digest their information that they get on set is, it's all personal. But, for me, that's all I did. I just watched and, waited for the opportunity to do the right thing.
What actors have been great role models to you, so that, or great mentors to help you to where you are today with getting this big deal with Runner? Before that, which ones did you learn from the most that really said, you know what, Christian, I want to help you, or I want to kind of give you some ideas when you're working on set with them?
Well, it wasn't so much actors, it was more a director named Brad Furman, who really championed me, through my whole, career thus far, and always been a big supporter of me. And the main reason why I was in Runner, because he directed it, and he saw an opportunity that I thought I'd be right for, and it's a crazy story the way the whole...
We talked about it on, so for the TV people, basically, right place, right time, someone gets sick, boom, doesn't want to do it, you get the role, and this could just take off.
Yeah.
And that's my hope. The movie really takes off, and then you can move on from here and get other great roles, because you have the look, you have the passion, you just got to have those opportunities, and now people are going to discover you being with Ben Affleck. So let's talk about that, because we didn't really talk about that.
Right.
Working with Ben Affleck. Is he a good guy?
He's an amazing guy, and it was a very surreal experience, as you can imagine, because I'm still just a kid from Pittsburgh.
Exactly.
So,
it's the same thing when I was in wrestling, and I ended up with these guys that were just huge stars.
You see them,
and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm in the same room with them.
It's the truth. And then, for the first 2 takes every day. Now, I went from having a job on that movie that I was going to be there for 2 hours.
Right, exactly.
To ending up being there for 2.5 months, playing opposite these big stars. So the first take, or the first 2 takes of my coverage every day.
Right.
It took me 2 or 3 takes to get out of my head that I can't believe that I'm here from Pittsburgh,
exactly,
shooting, a big studio movie. So it was very humbling, and it was an amazing experience. And Ben's just a guy's guy too, from Boston.
And I thought that, because remember how they started Matt Damon and Affleck? They basically were independent film people, right? And then they put themselves in films, and then right place, right time. So did Ben offer you any suggestions, especially being green compared to some of the other people on the show, saying, you know what, you have to really take this in now, because you're the unknown with a lot of known people that have had better roles, better roles.
Well, what you have to do is you have to play your role, and no pun intended, but you have to know your spot, and you have to be respectful, and if you have ideas. Because it's still you're nervous because it's your first big thing. So you're trying to make impressions, you want to do a good job.
Exactly.
And I have a lot of crazy ideas about characters and where I think they should go to make them interesting, because I was fortunate enough to play a guy from Pittsburgh. Me and Ben were Pittsburgh guys. So I said, Ben, there's a couple, there's things that people do in Pittsburgh that are only associated to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's.
You don't have a Pittsburgh accent, which is a good thing.
Yeah, right. That's a joke. It's so funny. A friend of mine, about a week ago, we were out, and we were talking to some people, and they heard my accent, And they go, wow, you didn't lose your accent from Pittsburgh.
I don't
It's been
think
almost
you
20
don't
years.
you don't have a Pittsburgh
And I
accent.
still have a 412 cell phone, which is the
You-
Pittsburgh
they-
area code 20 years later. It's like, yeah, I keep my cell
But
phone
Christian, you
number.
don't have a Pittsburgh accent.
Well, the point is like at the end of the conversation, he goes, I go, yeah, I didn't really lose anything. He goes, well, you lost your hair in the last 20 years.
Hey, that's why
Yeah.
I like to have people losing their hair to come by. So Christian, first of all, where can our listeners and viewers find more information on you?
They can find me on my IMDb or I guess wherever I pop up.
Exactly. We're gonna work on that stuff once
Yeah.
and Runner's release, when does it come out?
September, third week of September,
Third-
the 26th or the 23rd.
Then guess what? You better get it all together, because
Yeah.
guess what? You're gonna be known, and then you're gonna say, "Oh my!" And what is your family in Pittsburgh gonna think, and your friends? I grew up with that guy.
No, they're
Yeah,
very,
exactly.
They're
Yeah.
very proud.
I'm sure,
I
and it's
just
great.
went home over last weekend, so it was nice to go.
Yeah, I remember us talking about that. So
Yeah.
thanks again for coming
I
by.
really appreciate
All right,
it.
you're the man.
We're
All
going-
right,
when I get
Christian
back to
George.
Pittsburgh, we're going to Urbani's.
We're going to Urbani's.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, you saw it.
We heard it first. Okay, you're listening to Total Education with Neil and watching Total Education, Neil. We'll be back in just a moment.